there, YouTube! Not been around for a good long while. I feel like I say that every time I make a video at the moment, but that's really because there's lots of stuff going on. There really is. There's always something that I'm obsessing over, some sort of project that I've had the spark of inspiration for, that I'm trying to lay the foundations for. At the moment, those projects take the form of a couple of editing jobs that I'm currently being paid for, which is very nice. I like editing, it's great fun. I do a lot of freelance proofreading and editing, by the way, so if anybody would like me to proofread or edit any works of theirs, can be anything really, I don't mind. Can be a piece of fiction, can be an academic essay or something like that. Let me know and we'll see if we can sort out some sort of arrangement, yes? But also lots of personal projects, lots of writing, lots of actual work that I really get paid for. Lots of that going on at the moment. I've got 3 jobs. Woo! It's good fun. But yes, this video is going to be a mishmash of various bits and pieces, really. First of all, I want to do a response to Ray, I Love Mess, who has recently returned after a brief hiatus to YouTube. Speaking of brief hiatuses, there's one, well, it's not really a brief hiatus, but Dan's back, Tatamus Prime. Tatamus Prime was he's one of the very particular group of Transformers reviewers here on YouTube who started making videos around the same time that I did. And there's always been this sense of camaraderie between us. There's me, there's Gerard Wolfgang 1, there's Izuki Garoto, Jay, there's Johnny, who used to be the Dwarf Porn Star, who is now Roddy Wave, and so many others. We all started making videos around the same time, and a sort of subculture or mini-community coalesced around them. And from that group now, there are people I know personally outside of YouTube. Here, Gerard, for example, and Johnny. Gerard I know very well. I see Gerard quite often. So yeah, that's very, very good. It's great to see Tat back. It's great to see Dan back, because he's got a different dynamic than many Transformers reviewers. He brings something else to the table, which I really, really like a great deal. What else? Yes, what was I saying? I lost it completely there. My train of thought. You know why I lost it? On my big TV, which is over there, my Xbox, which is set up over there, I'm playing Skyrim. I've just paused it to make this video, and it's such a utterly wonderful game. Calling it a game seems too small somehow. It seems to belittle it. It's not really a game. It very much whenever Bethesda Softworks make a video game, they create a world. They try to give you an experience, and that's exactly what it is. It is utterly stunning. It is the best video game I've ever played. Without hyperbole, without exaggeration, it's beautiful. It's not perfect, but it's as near as, damn it, as close as you're going to come with current technology and with these wonderful open world RPGs. It is absolutely splendid. And there was a particular point not too long ago when I had my first battle with a dragon in it. The dragons of Skyrim are fantastic. They do occur in set battles, but there are also free roaming dragons that just occur spontaneously throughout the world. And different species of dragon occur in different environments. So in the mountains of the high north, you will find frost dragons who can breathe ice and snow. You'll find undead, skeletal, zombie dragons. You'll find black dragons and old dragons and red dragons, all of which do different things and have different appearances, and occur in different environments. It's absolutely wonderful. Pardon me. That will be the cheese and potato pie I consumed earlier. But yeah, the first battle you have with a dragon in this game is unreal. It's one of the most emotional and tense and brilliantly beautiful encounters I've ever had in a video game to date. I can't sing this game's praises enough. Even if you don't like these kind of open world RPGs, you know, where you're responsible for everything, where the world is real and dynamic, where you have to create your character and you have to design every tiny little detail of them, and then you can decide whether they're a sorcerer, whether they're a fighter, whether they're good, whether they're bad, and all of this shit, what they do and what political affiliations they have and all of that crap. This world is completely open, like all of Bethesda Softworks games. You basically, there's an opening segment which teaches you the basics of the game, and then that's it. The world is just thrust before you, and you can do whatever the hell you like. It's wonderful. A lot of people don't like them because they're a bit too before they've been very esoteric. They're kind of difficult to get into unless you know what you're doing. This one fixes a lot of that. The interface has been not simplified as such, but it's been refined beautifully so that everything occurs very organically, instead of having like the level up system where you'll sit there and every time you level up you have to decide where you put that experience point, or whether you want to make this better or that better, or whether you want to level up as that or as that. In this, it's much more organic. It depends on what you do. Whatever you do within the gaming world, you will get better at automatically. So if you sneak around, your sneak skill will automatically go up. If you use destruction magic, your magic and destruction skills will automatically go up. If you use one-handed weapons, then it will automatically go up. It's such a beautifully refined system. It's still incredibly complex. I mean, no two characters are ever going to be quite alike because you can intermingle so many different disciplines and elements and all of this shit. It's utterly stunning, and I think even people who don't like this sort of game will find this one much easier to play, much more inviting, just easier to engage with. I really cannot emphasize what a beautiful, brilliant piece of work Skyrim is. Anyway, moving swiftly on, as I said at the beginning of this video, this is a kind of response to Ray, I Love Mess, who recently did a video asking what we want for Christmas. Within the realms of possibility. I mean, if I did one outside the realms of possibility, then it would get very abstract very quickly. I'd be talking about shit like incredible metaphysic powers, or transcendence beyond the states of humanity and biological definition and all of that shit. A working lament configuration, that'd be good. A working Le Marchand's box, I would like that very, very much. Not going to get that. So, what do I want that's within the realms of Oh, I tell you what, there is a couple of things. I'm still on my He-Man kick at the moment. I absolutely love the He-Man figures, but owing to my ongoing annual battle with Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs concerning my tax status, I haven't been able to afford them because they've been taxing the shit out of me when they're not supposed to. By the by, if anyone from that particular institution is watching, doubtful, but just in case, the next time I have to phone you up about tax that you've taken that you're not supposed to, I'm going to consider it theft, and the next time I contact you it will be through a solicitor. Just thought I'd let you know. But anyway, if as and when I get all of that lovely tax back, I'm going to be buying so many of the He-Man Classics figures because they are gorgeous. For Christmas, I would love the King Hiss He-Man Classics figure. I would love the Keldor, the Battlegrounds Evil Lyn that just came out. Oh, that is the epitome of Evil Lyn. It's so beautiful. It looks exactly like how she was portrayed in the 2002 cartoon. And what's wonderful is you can take her head gear off. Evil Lyn wears this bizarre skull cap that has like a sort of crystal crown coming out of it, and you can take it off, and underneath she has this cropped short white hair that suits her so beautifully. That Battlegrounds Evil Lyn, that is definitely one of them. Oh yes. Let me show you actually the last He-Man Classics figure I got. Hang on one moment. I'll be back in a tick. Yes, this is the last He-Man Classics figure I got. Oh dear, the light is shit in here, is it not? Anyway, this is He-Man Classics Hordak. One of the big bads from the He-Man universe. I mean, this guy, according to the lore, this is the guy who made Skeletor what he is. He's the one who gave when Skeletor was Keldor and he was badly injured with his face all melting off. It's Keldor, Hordak, who bound some extra-dimensional demon into his body and made him into Skeletor, made him what he is. It's also Hordak who taught Skeletor all of his occult disciplines and practices and whatnot. Keldor, or Skeletor, is basically Hordak's acolyte, and Hordak he's basically the source of all dark magic in Eternia. He is evil beyond comprehension and so unbelievably powerful. But yeah, that's the Hordak Classics figure, and he is utterly beautiful. This is the first of the He-Man Classics figures I've gotten, and it's just sold me completely. It's a beauty. The paint apps, the articulation, the quality of the plastic, the overall design of the thing is just wonderful. I want a lot more of these things. So yeah, I'll be after him. I'll be after more of them, definitely. Specifically Keldor, Battlegrounds Evil Lyn. Spydor, no, not Spydor, that's one of the vehicles. It's Webstor, isn't it? The sort of spidery creature. I want him too. The bad guys, it's always the bad guys with me. I'm not interested in the bloody good guys. By and large, some of the He-Man Classics good guys I am actually interested in. I like Zodak, I like the Sorceress, I like Man-at-Arms, he's fairly cool, with his sort of 80s gay porn star mustache. Who was the other one? There was one of the good guys. Buzz-Off. I've always really liked Buzz-Off for some reason. It's the sort of insect man thing. I would love him. What else do I want for Christmas? I want a copy of the Book of Urizen by William Blake, which is one of Blake's stranger, more metaphysical works. It contains a lot of his poems and a lot of his paintings as well, and it's almost a Nostradamus revelation style book of poetic prophecies that William Blake wrote, which are very beautiful, very, very beautiful metaphysical pieces. So yeah, I'd love a copy of the Book of Urizen. Transformer-wise, there's one thing that I've been wanting. You all know, because I've been talking about it. Deathsaurus, Botcon Deathsaurus. I want that toy. I've been after it for such a long time, but it's such a son of a bitch to get without buying that whole boxed set. And it's always... Pardon me. Cheese and potato pie again. I don't want the whole box set, really. I mean, I'll buy it if I can find it for cheap and just give the toys away. Apart from Deathsaurus and the Insecticon clones, because they're the only things I want from it. But Deathsaurus is the last of the great Predacon/Decepticon generals I need to make... Pardon me, bloody hell. Lots of digestion occurring in this video, I do apologise. I know some of you find that bizarrely offensive. Yeah, I would love to get the Deathsaurus, which is a remold and repaint of Gigatron from RID, or RID Megatron as he's also known. I really want that toy. What else? In Transformers terms... Good God. There's not that much I want at the moment, I really must admit. It's kind of it's why I haven't been doing many Transformers reviews of late. I'm kind of in a dry spell with the old TFs at the moment. A lot of my enthusiasm has shifted temporarily to the He-Man figures because they're new and they're really interesting, and I haven't got many of them. So yeah, I will. Obviously, what I'm really looking forward to are the Prime figures coming out. I'm even excited by the Optimus Prime figure from Transformers Prime. The Voyager one, obviously, not that shitty deluxe thing. But yeah, I really like the look of that toy. I think he looks great. He looks very much like a replication of the CG model. And in qualitative terms, in terms of their mechanics, they look a little like the animated toys. They look really big and solid and well designed. I'm hoping that Prime will be the next animated, the next sort of unusual offshoot of the Transformers toy lines. I'm very excited by that. I want RC, she looks great. Starscream, Cliffjumper, all of them look really, really quite lovely. So yes, Prime I'm excited by. But as TF toys currently go, apart from Botcon Deathsaurus, not much really. I can't think of anything that really is shrieking to me, get me, get me, get me. I want to start up my Games Workshop stuff again. Now I should be getting a little bit more money. I want to start a Dark Eldar army. For those who don't know, Games Workshop and Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000, they're like they're tabletop war games where you buy miniatures, put them together, and then paint them, and you can assemble entire armies of the things. One's set in a very grim science fiction universe, and the other's a very grim fantasy universe. I've played that since I was about 7 or 8 years old. I really like Games Workshop and Warhammer. I fell away from it of late, because the army I collect, which is the Chaos Space Marines, basically think like satanic supermen in the most advanced armour humanity can contrive. Gigantic, genetically enhanced satanic supermen who fight alongside demons and monsters from the outer planes of existence, who want nothing but to eat the souls of humanity. And you've basically got the Chaos Space Marines. They are the fundamental evil of this universe. They are so corrupt and twisted. They've actually made a virtue of their own malevolence. They regard qualities such as spite and greed and anger and fury and hate as holy, and that's wonderful. That's absolutely brilliant. They serve the gods of chaos, who are the preeminent powers in this other... It's sort of an alternative dimension to the physical universe that we inhabit, called the Warp. And the Warp is like a metaphysical plane, basically. It's a state of protean energies where thoughts, feelings, inspirations, dreams, fears, and so on of sentient creatures coalesce and give form to these sentiences, these creatures, these energies, the greatest of which are the four great gods of chaos, who all represent the strongest core emotions or the most fundamental drives of sentient beings in the material universe. And they are evil beyond comprehension. They are the very manifestations of extremism and hideous obsession and malevolence. They're wonderful, the Chaos Gods. My old Chaos army served the Chaos God Slanesh, who is the Lord of Pain and Pleasure. He is the Chaos God of divine beauty, of aesthetics, of pleasure and pain without boundaries, of experience and sensuality without boundaries or restriction. He's a very Clive Barker kind of creation. Of course I was going to be attracted to that. His servants are very much like Cenobites, you know, they mutilate and transform themselves. They mutilate their own bodies in the name of beauty and art and experience and all of this stuff. So obviously I was going to be attracted to that, of course I was. But I stopped playing them because the last army book, each of the armies in Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000 has a book associated with it, which details their background and their army special rules and all of this stuff. And they're good. They're usually good reads. They're really good fun. Hang on, let me see if I can sort of... I'm all about the examples today, apparently. So I've got one knocking about here somewhere. Oh yes, here's one that I prepared earlier. This is the one of the codices. This is the Space Marine Codex, the current Imperial Space Marine Codex. A good thick book, good read, and it's got all sorts of lovely stuff. It's got artwork and special characters and special rules. It's got pictures of the miniatures that they'd like you to buy, obviously. But this is one of the better examples, actually. This is a good thick tome. The army list is quite fun. But the Chaos Space Marines, for some bizarre reason, when their last codex, as they're called, came out, there was some sort of ruckus occurring in the Games Workshop design team, where they weren't sure which way they wanted to take the game, and they went for this ridiculously pared down, patronising, simplistic approach, where everything that was fun about the game was about the army was pared away. All of the wonderful options that allowed you to customise your army and make characters within it, so you could write your own detailed histories and all of that shit. It was taken away, and it left you with this very anemic army list that was just no fun. It paid no reference or mind to the fans and the armies that they'd built up and that what they demanded from the game and from their force. Nor did it pay any mind to tradition, to what had gone before, what was traditional about Chaos Space Marine forces, that older players like myself will know about and will care about. And it's a shoddy, unfinished... the editing in that book is fucking atrocious. I mean, I'm an editor. I get paid for editing. I do freelance editing, as I said earlier, and the editing in that book is fucking atrocious. There are entire reams of it. I would have just like, right, that goes, that shit, that can be refined, and so it's awful. It's an unfinished product, basically. It really was a sort of kick in the it was basically a punch to the gut and then a knee to the groin for Chaos players from Games Workshop. An appalling product, and I haven't played Warhammer since then. But recently they've changed the trajectory of the way they're doing the army list, and they've gone for more like an old-fashioned style. So the background is really dense, and there's all these wonderful abstruse special rules and so many options. So everything's customizable again. So, and apparently the Chaos Space Marines are getting a really big release next year, as part of a big campaign where they're re-releasing the Warhammer 40,000 game. So I'm interested in getting back into that. So I might start building a new force of Chaos Space Marines. I want a mixed force this time. I've got a background written up for a force called the Serpent's Children. And they are mixed Slaneshi and Tzeentch worshippers. Tzeentch is or however the fuck you pronounce it, it is the weirdest name you've ever come across. And I've heard so many people pronounce it in so many different ways. It's T-Z-E-E-N-T-C-H, I think, Tzeentch or Tzeentch or whatever. However the hell you pronounce it. He's the chaos god of hope, bizarrely, of change, of evolution, of aspiration, of knowledge, and scholarly pursuits and all of that shit. And his servants are all sorcerers, and I like that. I like magicians and things. I want a mixed warband of Slanesh and Tzeentch. So I might be getting a few odds and ends for Christmas from that. What else do I want? There's not that much materially that I really want at the moment. What I really want is a bottle of port, to get nicely drunk, to have lots of really good things to eat, which I'm sure I will. I'm going to my aunt's for Christmas this year, which is going to be lots of fun because my niece and nephew will be there, and that's going to be my grandparents will also be there. So, and my grandparents are insane. My grandfather in particular is a nutcase, so that's going to be absolutely brilliant. That's going to be really good fun, especially with the drink flowing. It's a tradition for me to at least drink a bottle of port on Christmas. It's my usual tactic to secure my place on the sofa with my bottle of port and not move for a good 8 hours or so. So yeah, that's really all I want. I just want I would like it to snow. Obviously that's sort of cliche and fey and a bit sentimental, and I hate myself for saying it. But yeah, I want it to snow. I would like to have a snowball fight at some point. That would be fun. But barring that, not much. I want drink, I want the Book of Urizen, I want Botcon Deathsaurus, I want lots of He-Man Classics figures, and I want some Games Workshop stuff. That will suit me down to the ground, so it will. So yes, I hope everyone's keeping well. I will be back a little bit more regularly when I've got some of the work I've got out of the way. There's a lot going on at the moment. I need to get this. I'm editing a novel at the moment for Dark Moon Digest, Dark Moon Press. If you type in Dark Moon Digest to Google, you will find the page. I'm an editor for them. They are a small press who publish horror short stories, horror novels. They publish a monthly magazine too, which I edit for. Try them out if you're an aspiring writer and you like horror, and you particularly like sort of offbeat, surreal or comedic or unusual horror, then try submitting some stuff. They're very good for sort of first time authors. They published a couple of my bits and pieces, which I'm quite pleased about. Give them a go. They're quite fun. There's some really interesting, fun work in Dark Moon Digest. Yeah, that's about it really from me for now. There's a couple of things I want to rant about, but I'm not in this video. This video has already gone on fucking long enough. It's probably going to be a fucking hour, considering how much I've rambled about nothing. So from me and from Hordak, obviously, who is my new best friend, during this period while I'm sealed away in my bedroom, editing like crazy and writing like crazy, and I can't actually go and interact with real people other than by the internet. Yes, Hordak is my best friend at the moment. So yes, I hope to see you all soon. I will get back on YouTube before Christmas, obviously, and I'll probably be some Christmas messages out there. And I hope to see some of you well before then, obviously. Yeah, hope all's well out there in YouTube land.